Saving Private Ryan, Gossip Girl, and Dirty Jobs. Those are all the names of popular TV shows and movies, and they're all pretty similar to living in my hometown of Abilene, Kansas at times. Okay, not really, but I do share more similarities than you might think. I know you guys have all heard the story before of a small town kid from Kansas, but mine is a little bit different. Hometowns inadvertently shape who we are and who we're going to become. Living in my small hometown of Abilene, Kansas, I've gained inspiration and humility, patience, and the value of hard work. Dwight D. Eisenhower has been someone all my life who has been a great inspiration and a role model to look up to, and it just so happens that he is also from Abilene, Kansas. Eisenhower is claimed by many to be one of the greatest war generals and presidents of all time. He's the mastermind behind the world-renowned war plan D-Day that helped propel the Allies to victory in World War II, and he also later went on to become the 34th President of the United States. Eisenhower knew he couldn't always be at the center of everything, though, and he accepted that. Recently, the world, and my hometown of Abilene, celebrated the 75th anniversary of Eisenhower's Plan D-Day. Downtown at the Eisenhower Center, we had celebrations and speeches about Eisenhower. Retired General Richard Myers, former chairman of the Chief of Staff, and also the president of Kansas State University, spoke about Eisenhower and praised him and all of his accomplishments. But one thing that really stood out to me was Eisenhower's humility and willingness to serve. Myers was talking about how when World War II began, everyone wanted to be over in the heat of battle with their friends and comrades, and that included Eisenhower. But when those above him told him, no, we need you to stay here in America and plan because that's what you're great at, Eisenhower didn't quibble at that, Myers says. His response to this was, if this is where I'm needed, then this is where I'll serve. This really showed me and taught me how to make the best out of any situation. It showed that while a situation might not be ideal or exactly what you want at times, you can always create success for yourself and those around you if you're willing to work for it. At points in my life, living in a small town like Abilene has felt like I'm living in a huge high school with a couple thousand people. In a small town, everyone is always in your business. According to population.us, the population of Abilene, Kansas is 6,590. In a town this small, everyone knows everyone. And while it's great having a community this tight-knit, at times it definitely becomes very annoying very quickly. This is where being patient becomes a crucial personality trait to have. Learning to be patient in a town through circumstances put on me has been a great trait that I've acquired and been able to use in other areas of my life too. Things like working at work with coworkers who really get on your nerves, or when you're out with friends and your friends are bugging you a lot and you just can't stand some of them sometimes, or even with your own family. Being patient with those individuals and in the circumstances like that is a crucial part of being a well-rounded human being. While I didn't acquire patience maybe a normal way, and I acquired it through less than desirable circumstances from living in a small town, it's a trait that I'm glad to say I now have. Hard work is something that many people claim to have, but I believe it's something that you earn, and it's not given. I first applied for my first job in Abilene at the rec center to be a lifeguard at the age of 14. I went in for my interview, and to say the least, it didn't go the best, and I didn't get the job. But I continued to work that year in school with my local FBLA chapter through interview skills competitions and continued to work on my resume and things like that to help me be better for next year. I also did things like volunteering at the rec center, and I was able to show my ability to work with children and my ability to connect with them. And I was also able to network with others who work in the rec department and some people who even work at the pool. And I believe that's a crucial step for anyone. I was able to get my foot in the door that way and know people who could put in a good word for me next year when I was going to apply. So next summer rolled around. I filled out the application again. I went in for my interview and did very well, and I got the job. I continued to work year after year after year, putting in hours and hours and hours, and other work that wasn't required of me at the time, but putting in that extra time outside of the job really helped me build my rapport with others and just build my credibility with my bosses. That's what helped propel me to where I am today, and I'm assistant manager of that same swimming pool that I applied for when I was a 14-year-old kid. There's many factors that go into determining who we are and what we become, but one that I believe many people often overlook is where they're from, their hometown. Your hometown gives you values and traits that you wouldn't otherwise acquire in life, and I believe that's a crucial part of who we are as humans. Whether you like your hometown or not, it no doubt has impacted who you are as a human and what you have become, and also what you will become in the future. Thank you.